Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Minute. Here we talk about everything in the motorsport world. I am your host, Mitchell Bettenhausen. Today our guests are Elizabeth Stringer and Bret Stringer. Bret is a family man in the Derby world. He is the reigning Limited Weld team champ from Team Azkicker. He travels all over the country. I think we've seen him in Sin City Showdown, Bakken Beatdown, and countless county shows. He's no stranger to winning, that's for sure. Thanks to both of you for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So, Bret, what ultimately got you into motorsports or the derbying?
I've always been a motorhead, I guess.
Always been into it?
Yeah.
Did you do it at a pretty young age?
The first time I got in a car I was probably 15, and been hooked ever since.
Gotcha.
Big adrenaline rush.
How long do you think you've been derbying? Since 15 years old?
Yeah, so 30.
Perfect. 30 years. Wow. Longer than I or Liz have been alive.
Yeah.
That's a long time. You think you're going to keep going for quite a few years? Or?
I got a few more years left in me.
Yeah? Yeah? A lot of big shows, or are you going to stick around home?
More big shows and a lot more local.
Yeah. I know your whole family stays pretty involved in the derby scene. It's pretty cool to see. Pretty much every show, your wife and both your daughters are there. Does that have an effect on the derbying? Do you think that keeps you going?
It does. A lot of it does.
Yeah,
if they weren't there supporting me, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, no, it's super cool to see in the stands. They're always cheering for you. And you also get your daughter in a car, which is, you don't see that very often. That's pretty neat.
No, and she holds her own.
That she does.
That's right.
We've seen her down at Sin City as well. I believe she even placed in the grudge match at the end, correct?
She did.
Third place, yeah. So it's good to see. We don't see a lot of that anymore. It's pretty much the older crew. That's all you see anymore, derbying. You don't see young guys. So what do you think we need to do to get the young guys back into the sport?
Get rid of the phones and the video games, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue that. Technology has kind of been our demise for quite some time here.
Yeah.
Well, you got an upcoming show as a promoter. How do you take the derby out of you and do the promoting side? Is there a different Bret?
Not really. It's try to make it fair for everybody. And
Do you find teching everyone else's cars harder than just being in the show, getting your own teched?
Yes and no. I enjoyed teching cars and being on that side of it too. But
Yeah. The politics and drama around it make it difficult,
yeah.
to say the least. I feel you. So what do you think? What are you thinking for car count this weekend?
I'm hoping 15 chain and 15 weld cars and hopefully 10 compacts and man vans and hopefully like 6 to 9 pickups.
Yeah, no, that's good. I didn't know you guys were having pickups, vans, compacts. You're having everything. That's good to see. Do you have pre-registered pickups already then?
We do not.
Do not.
But we have 4 word says that would be here and 3 more that said they'd be here if they had anything left.
Sure. Yeah, well, hopefully. As we all know, it's getting tougher and tougher to draw cars in this state. I don't know. We got a lot of shows around here, especially in North Dakota, with a lot of money involved. And you go one state over to Minnesota, and there's $1,000 to win, and they get 40 cars.
Yeah, it showed damn near every night.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that goes on in the politics of it. As you've seen, I've seen. It's tough. So what do you got here behind us?
Got an 03 for Blizzard Bash. It's coming up. Then I got a 73 Pontiac for Elgin that we haven't decided who's going to run that yet.
Yeah, well, I can about imagine who might hop in the driver's seat of it. Yeah. What's the feel going to be coming back to Blizzard Bash after coming off a win?
I think they're going to be gunning for us.
Yeah, and it's not your guys' first win down there either, is it?
No. Our third time winning down there.
Third time in, what, about 5 years? Something like that?
Probably.
5, because Caddy's won 2.
Yep. So, I mean, you guys got a pretty high win rate down there.
Yeah, and the competition just keeps getting better.
Right? Yeah, everyone learns new things every year, coming back to probably one of the biggest shows in the country.
Yep.
I don't know, last year I think there's around 340 cars total. You know, you don't see that anywhere else. And there's some pretty awesome builds down there. Mild to wild, pretty much. How's the team dynamic? Do you talk constant? I mean,
We try to.
yeah. Yeah. Do you, even when it's not team shows, county shows, do you guys try to run together when you can, go to the same shows, or is it more on your own?
Yes and no for the bigger shows, and I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Kind of if we have cars left, we'll go to whatever's next, you know.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see you guys all over, I mean, not even just North Dakota, Minnesota, Montana. You guys do some traveling.
Yeah.
You guys basically treat it like a business. And you guys are all over the place running.
Kinda.
It's fun to watch, though. I mean, you got a good group of drivers. I was going to ask what you're running, Vic or Old Iron, but I see the Vic in the background. Kind of a change of pace for Blizzard Bash for you, isn't it?
It is. The first year we were down there, I took a Vic, and I don't know.
Yeah?
We ran Mandan's team show the year after that, and I broke my ribs in a new style, and I just didn't like the weight difference, so I run an Old Irons, you know.
Sure.
Get back in a new style and try her.
Yeah. Anything special about it? Just a regular 03 or pretty clean car?
Can't do a whole lot to them down there, so
Yeah.
hopefully they can keep steering in it.
Right. You guys are allowed full cradles down there or no?
Yep.
Yeah. But the firewall's got to be cut?
Out.
Yeah, that makes it tough with the 03. I mean, they're still tough, but
Yeah.
takes away, the firewall takes a lot of that pressuring and strength out. There's usually a lot of Vics down there, a lot.
There's getting to be more.
Yeah. How do you think the allowing Imperials changed the game down there, or didn't it?
I don't think it did.
Yeah, they're still a hard car, but even some of those sub imps, they couldn't hold against anything else. Sure seemed like last year.
No, for that build, I think Old Iron Gym is the way to go, in my opinion. But
Yeah. Liz, are you going to be making the travel down with Dad down to Blizzard Bash?
I am. Fortunately.
That's good to
I'm
hear.
just kidding. Probably for Dad it's unfortunate, but that's okay. A little rowdy.
yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to keep the pits happy.
I don't know if it's me, but...
Do you normally get a lot of help? I mean, as far as when you got pitmen, because normally when you're building...
I pretty much do a lot of it myself. I mean, I do have people that step in and help out, but...
Because in the shop, you're normally pretty solo, other than Liz every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of people these days.
It's my quiet time, my thinking time. I like to be alone.
Yeah. Soothing to some of
My
us.
therapy.
Yeah? Yep. For sure. It's...
When I come, huh?
My blood pressure boils.
Yeah? Does it take quite a bit to get you mad, Bret?
It does.
I don't think I've seen you too upset. Not in the derby world, anyways. And I've been watching you for quite some time, basically since I've started.
Yeah.
So you ran with a Glen Allen group, I don't know, 8 years ago maybe or so.
At least 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I just kind of hopped in the derby scene about that time. So I think it's been about 14 years for me.
Yep, you were driving compacts and.
Yep. I was just the youngin' out there at that time, for sure. Yeah. Did Liz? Did she ever drive the compacts, or was it always full size?
She was gonna, and we went to Fargo and watched a show one time, and they dropped the flag, and the cars were lined up across from each other, and I seen a guy come out of the car and get knocked out, and I said, "No, you're not getting in a compact."
Yeah.
I've never gotten in one, but
yeah, they do hit harder, in my opinion. They do. I mean, they get traction.
yeah, like you're like a pinball inside the car.
Right. Yeah. And for everyone watching or listening, I've ran against Elizabeth probably more than I've ran against Bret. I don't know if I've ran against Bret. I mean, probably at the same show, but I don't know if I've ever been in the same heat.
I don't think so.
So, been to a lot of the same shows, but probably never in the same heat. Just Elizabeth, and I think I still have one on her.
Yeah, I'll never live that down, huh?
I can't. I think you beat Dallas Schaff, so.
Oh, yeah.
So it's my one up on him. It's my one up on him. So are you gonna keep going even if Dad quits?
I think when Dad's done, I'll probably be done.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a thing where I was like, if he's not doing it, then I don't want to do it. It's kind of like our thing together.
Yep.
And if he's done, I'm done. If I'm done, I don't know if he'll be done, but.
Right. I mean, just from watching you guys at different shows and being around, you guys grown a pretty good bond over the derbying. I mean, even just you two alone. I hung out with you guys quite a bit down in Las Vegas at that derby, and you just tell derbying's really seems to have brought you guys pretty close. It's, like I said earlier, it's fun to watch because you don't see it all the time.
No.
Not hardly at all, especially women drivers excelling in it. And Liz has kind of pushed those boundaries. It's hard, not many shows she's not in the top 5. From the promoting side and our side, I see her winning and or placing at a lot of shows, which is fun. It's fun. Some guys maybe don't agree with that, but it's fun to watch. You know, it's to each their own. So how about the new economy with all the added expenses, making it a little harder to do these shows like Blizzard Bash and, well, now it's the Rapid City Beatdown show. I mean, all the traveling shows.
I mean, not really. I mean, you plan for it, you know, and if you're going to go, you're going to go.
Right.
You know? Yeah,
because even just the buy-in alone has gone up, 100, 200, some shows, 400 just to go. But the payouts have grown too. More money in the cars. So, what do you prefer, the stock build or the limited build or a little in between?
In between.
Yeah.
Not a full weld. I'd like to see a full cradle and light weld show, but
yeah.
They're so close.
Right.
The only difference is the cradle, in the builds. But
Right. Yeah, I think hopefully in the near future there's some solidifying the rules across the state, or at least getting some people on board.
Yeah, we definitely need that.
Yeah, the state needs it. Everyone needs to come together. Otherwise, our sport is going to die, unfortunately, quicker than we want. Fast. It's going fast. Yeah. So what's next? I mean, if you don't derby, there's no way you can step away from not being with something with a motor.
We do some mud running. Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe some drag racing.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
yeah.
Sky's the limit. Maybe you got to get yourself a classic car or something.
Tried that.
That don't work either.
I ain't got a cabin by the lake.
Yeah, boating, some pontooning, twisted tees.
Twisted tees going down good that day.
Yep. So aside from derbying, do you do much traveling other than for derbying? I mean, just for vacationing purpose?
We have, but then the kids in the sports couldn't never go anywhere. And
right.
Now if they're both graduated, we can do more.
Both out of the house, empty nest.
I wish, but
still got one at home.
Two.
We're getting there.
Okay.
2 college kids.
Yeah. Well, stay at home as long as you can. That's my advice.
That's what I tell them. But
I mean, sometimes, some days it's hard to
someday you get kicked out. But
live with your parents, but save while you can, do it while you can, until there's boys involved, and then you'll be gone. That's for sure. So what do you do? What do you do, Elizabeth?
I am going to be a teacher. Hopefully next fall. I'll graduate in December, and then I'll take over like sub positions, long-term people that need a sub.
Yeah.
In the summer, it's derby mode.
Yeah.
And then I coach a high school dance team.
Still coaching?
Yeah, that keeps me busy. I'm the head coach this year.
Wow. Who are you coaching for?
Coach the Bismarck Demonettes.
Wow. So is your sister going to take over the coaching role as well, or just you?
Oh, she'll help, but she's not fully committed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big commitment being a coach.
It's a like full-time job and then some.
Right. Right. Is there a lot of girls out for that then?
This year we had a big decline. So last year we had 6 people quit, like graduating seniors, and then we had 2 quitters. And then we had a few rookies come on the team, but not like well enough to be on the varsity team and compete at our level yet. So we have 6 girls on varsity, 7 on JV. Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Bump them up, but we'll
Yeah.
get there.
So I guess when you're getting older and out of kind of the derby scene, are you going to stay in the motorsports scene, or have you guys gotten so many friends in the derby world where it'd be pretty much impossible to get out of it?
it'd be hard to get out of it. Most of our friends are involved in the derby, you know. And
Right. And that's what I was going to ask.
Consider a
next.
lot of them family. And
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people that you have met over the years, you hang out with basically every weekend of the summer.
yeah, even when we're not derbying.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Seem growing a lot of good friendships through the sport, that's for
Definitely.
sure. And I think that's any sport. I mean, you're in it long enough, you meet a lot of people, and some of them, they have the same interests. Just grow really close to each other. I think we talked about you guys do get a little game plan before you run, right? Or is,
Oh yeah, our pep talk
yeah. And does that
plan.
definitely change between who you're running against, or is it always kind of the same, just kind of get everyone on mindset in the same place?
Yeah. I mean, I think we all worked good together, and it's like we all think the same, and
Right,
it's worked for us all these years.
right. Well, you guys have done it so long that you almost know what someone's doing before they do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, and you got a good group of guys, for sure. They're all a lot of experience behind the wheel. I mean, I think prior to you guys running, Zach, he ran at Blizzard Bash, I don't know how many years prior to you guys, with you
Yeah.
guys. Long time. I don't know about Brady, if he was down there before you guys, or...
He ran a couple times down there.
Yeah. So, when you guys do bigger shows, sometimes not team events, and you guys are all placing, do you go home with the same place, or do you guys work together, pool everything at the end of the day, as far as the business side of it goes, money goes? Or is it just what you make, what you leave with?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I don't know. You guys just do it so well. You do. I mean,
I think it's because we've been together for so many years, and
right, right. I think it comes to a point where you guys don't even know, I wouldn't say team driving, but you're driving well together in a heat. You don't even know it because you've done it for so long, but everyone else on the outside thinks that you are team driving,
Yeah.
And you probably not necessarily are.
And a lot of that's because everybody knows who everybody is, nowadays.
Right.
And,
Well, it's the derby world in North Dakota is small, so
yeah.
it's tough. But I wouldn't say even just North Dakota. You guys have built quite the name, at all these big shows, and kind of everywhere you go, people are looking for you. They're not going to just pass your team up. That's for sure. I think between Blizzard Bash and Vegas and Bakken, or what was it, the team show in Bakken a couple of years ago, you guys have all kind of pretty much odds are against you a lot of the time.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, you drew a hard heat last year. This year, hopefully, something better. Hopefully, because you went the long way around last year.
Did.
Yep. Concy, and you ended up running Brady's car at the end,
Yep.
bringing home the win for everybody. That was, yeah.
America's dad.
It was, yeah, we have America's dad on today. As everyone calls him, he drove the team really well that day. Really, really well. Even though the car was not running the best at the end.
Yeah, that about made a guy's heart stop.
Yeah.
You know, you're that close and then it starts acting up like that.
Right. Yeah, and it was 1-on-2 at the end, or kind of 1-on. Yeah, it was exciting to watch. What's your favorite thing to watch down there, Blizzard Bash? Favorite?
It's tough.
It's tough. I mean, they're all good classes.
Right.
I like the Nationals.
Yeah. Do you like the feature of the Nationals?
I've probably not yet to watch a feature.
Yeah. Always on your way home
I'm
before
usually
then?
on my way home when it's going on.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
It gets to be a lot of derbying.
It does.
Derbying.
It does. It's a long weekend.
Yep.
I don't know how you guys did it in 19 when you went from Kansas over to Vegas. Basically almost a week and a half, if not 2 weeks, full of it.
Yep.
That had to have been a long couple weeks.
When we were in Vegas during the first feature, I fell asleep in the stands, and we were up next, you know. And
Yeah.
and I was sleeping in the stands. I was just out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits you.
Yeah, I mean, it was, 2 or 3 days of hard at it in Kansas, and then 2 or 3 days hard at it in Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah.
It helped,
Plus the
though.
drive over.
Yeah, a little bit of a break, though, before things started rolling in Vegas. We got like a day just to chill.
Right. How long of a drive was that from Topeka to Vegas?
I want to say 14 at least, 14, 16 hours maybe.
So you probably had like 12 to Kansas, 14 over there, and another 20 home, about?
Yeah.
Because you guys took kind of a scenic route on the way home, if I remember right. Or no? Or
Probably. We probably
dark.
did.
It was dark.
Or maybe it was on your way from Topeka to Vegas. I don't remember. I thought you took like a little bit different route than we took.
Yeah, when we went to Vegas, we went through Oklahoma.
Okay.
We stayed in Oklahoma, went to Texas, and then went through.
Yeah, it's a lot of seat hours. That's for sure. Did anyone help drive?
On the way home, and then I pulled over because I was dark in the hills.
Yeah.
Too tired?
Probably not the place you should have been driving in the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pulled over into a hotel and I said, "We're just gonna stop here for the night." Call it good.
Yeah, no, that was a tough drive, especially on the way home when you're, it was hot, work on cars. It was a long.
I'd go back any day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
To Derby.
It was about just right down there, in my opinion. But
I don't know. Do you think they'll ever have it again down there?
I don't know. It'd be nice.
It would be super nice, but it's been 3 years now.
Yeah, we still got COVID.
Right. Yeah, COVID's maybe still a factor down
Yeah.
there. Hopefully not, but yeah, it was fun. Other than the track, maybe could have used some better prep. The first night was pretty tough on getting stuck. And you guys drew one of the hardest heats.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest heat or the most sought-after heat.
We were the big underdog in that heat, and I think we surprised a lot of people.
A lot of people. Well, a lot of people were happy, too.
Yeah.
It was...
Never seen a whole crowd react the way that they did, though, after that heat.
Yeah. No, that was super awesome. That's super awesome.
I just have to say, at least nobody got the first heat of the whole show, but me.
Yeah?
It was rough.
You got to bust the rust off and show us all how it was done right off the bat. How did you get... You guys, did you win or lose your first heat?
We did not.
Didn't make it through?
No, I was the last car running in the heat. For my team, anyway.
Right.
I was pinned against the berm. I said, we're done with that. Broke my stick.
Yeah, that's tough. And there's a lot of tough teams down there altogether. Everyone was tough. Really wasn't an easy team, especially and then they split it and grudge match at the end. It's one regret. I wish I would have just ran that instead of bringing my car home.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
Yeah, I was.
My car's still sitting in the weeds.
Yeah. When are you gonna break it out? What kind of? I mean,
Coming summer.
yeah. 2023 is gonna make its way
I
somewhere.
just
Huh?
wrecked my Blizzard Bash car this summer from down that year too.
Oh, right. Where'd you run that one at?
New Salem.
New Salem, and took the win.
Yep.
So a double win on the same car.
Yeah. No. Third.
Third win.
Third and the first.
Third and first. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
My car saw better days.
Now I was gonna throw that car away.
Yeah. Ended up making you a little more money.
Did.
Hey, you can't argue that. Can't argue that at all. Well, that's all I got. Unless you guys got something for me. Kind of hitting the mark.
How many shows are you gonna plan on running next year?
Me running myself?
Or putting on, I should say.
Yeah, that's
Good year planned or?
my main rule. I won't run a show we put on. There's too many people get mad about it.
Yep.
So for me to run a show, it's tough because we got a pretty good chunk of the shows next year. We'll be putting on Washburn, Linton, New Salem, Mandan, and most likely Dickinson. So, and hopefully we got a drivers meeting coming up in December. Hopefully we get a lot of attendance for that. Kind of announce our shows. We got a lady behind the scenes that we hired. She's getting us something set up for point system this year. Gives a little incentive to keep coming to our shows. Hopefully it brings people like you out. You know.
Definitely see me at one or two.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we could pick up more shows. Just how busy do we want to get? Altogether, we got about 10 events next year. 5 of them are derbies. So we stay pretty busy. We're booked every weekend of July, 3 weekends in June, and I think 2 weekends in August. We might even have something special coming this March out at Huff Hills. So maybe you need to get in the snowmobiling.
Well, I got this from them.
He's got something.
Well, we might have something for you out there.
I got a fast one.
Fast.
Well, we're
Drag racing or
yeah, we're gonna try to get some uphill drag racing going out there. I think the last time I seen it, I was probably 10 or 12 when they used to do it out there. So it's we're trying to bring it back. The toughest part is Huff Hills is owned by like an outside party. So Huff Hills can't just say, yeah, let's do it. They got to go to like all the trust, everyone in the trust, and ask them for permission. So it makes it a little more complicated. There's a few other shows we'd like to get. There's a big one we'd really like to get. It's just, I don't know, our name's not big enough yet for them to book us. So it takes money, unfortunately, to put some of these shows on. You know, to get drivers anymore, like $20,000 is not much.
No.
If you split it between 4 classes, you know, and you need a lot of money for limited, and sometimes those are the ones we get more chain. So makes it tough, but that's the schedule for the year. Hopefully everything works out.
Yeah.
Get some more guys. Maybe if you retire, we can hire you on as a as a tech or a judge. We got a party of 3, and then we got an admin lady and this other lady helping us out now. So we've grown to about 5 people in the last couple of years, which is nice. Me and Brady just can't do it alone.
No.
There's simply too much back door stuff going on a lot. I'd be on the phone every day, all day if we didn't have help, that's for sure. So hats off to them. The ladies help.
Yeah.
Yep, that's for sure. I know when you guys did it, your wife helped quite a bit too.
Yep. It's tough to be gone every weekend, you know, especially being a family, you know, and
Well, that's kind of the battle I've been facing.
yeah.
I'm a pretty fresh family, so it's it does make it a lot more stressful, that's for sure. You know, maybe if my daughter was Liz's age, it wouldn't be so bad, but she's got about 24 years on my daughter.
I'm not even that old.
22 maybe.
Oh gosh.
20.
Well, as Dad would say, when you get to be my age, I'm probably the bad influence now.
Oh.
I like to tie one on, but
Are you the bad influence on the younger sister?
yeah, I would like to say, or maybe vice versa a little bit.
Yeah?
Who knows?
Feed off of each other.
Yeah, that's probably what we do. Brett's got his hands full.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, 2 girls. Was it tough having 2 girls?
No.
No? Wouldn't give it up?
No.
Well, in the words of Preston Dockler, he once told me that it takes a real man to have girls. So, you know, by the words of Preston, I guess. Awesome. Well, that's pretty much the time we got. Appreciate you doing this.
Yep.
We'll conclude episode 1, and many more to come. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.